And I threw them in the bag, and if you want one, we are selling them. And $5 of whatever you purchase, $5 of whatever you purchase, I will give to She's the First, which you're going to learn more about today. Which, for those of you who have purchased a ticket, let me put this down. I need to get dressed again. I'm feeling self-conscious. For those of you that purchase a ticket, 100% of the ticket proceeds of all legacy shows go directly to the charity of the evening, which today is She's the First, which you're going to learn about. And because the whole purpose of just doing these shows is to inspire others. We bring up accomplished speakers or speakers who have great knowledge with the whole intention to help us grow as individuals and do meaningful work. So today's theme is, what do I want to be when I grow up? And we've all heard that question, right? We've all heard it from a young age, and I know I still hear, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I think it's an interesting question. What do I want to be when I grow up? Or the way that it's said to you is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Which I think is pretty funny to ask a 5-year-old, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because I can tell you, the 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds I talk to have no fucking clue what they want to be when they grow up. Yet they're told to go to school and spend $200,000, $250,000 on an education, go into a career that they're probably not going to be in 3 more years or 4 more years, right? And so I think it's an interesting question. Because it poses 2 assumptions. One, that there's a time that you actually grow up, right? It says, hey, there's going to be a moment where you've got to get your shit together, right? And I don't really know anyone who actually has their shit together at all, especially the successful people. And the second thing that it poses is that you need to choose one thing. That's what the question poses. What do you want to be when you grow up? I think personally the question should be, why do you want to be when you grow up? What is it that you want to bring to the world? And again, that's the purpose of the legacy shows. You leave legacy behind by having intention, by knowing you have a voice that's inside here and you bring it out, right? And I remember someone asking me this question when I was in high school, and I remember going, the day that I can tell you what I want to be when I grow up, I've probably given up on my dreams in the first place. And it's not that we have to pick one specific thing. It's just that we have to pick one, or we have to know what that mission is, what that journey is, what it is that we want to bring to the table. The question is, at the end of the day, when you're no longer here, what's the whole going to be in the universe, right? And the speakers that come up here are people who leave deep impact in the world, and they chose to. And you don't have to choose to, but you have to know you have the option to do so, right? So here I am in high school, and I'm asked this question, and I graduated high school in 1997, okay? But most of the people I grew up with graduated in 1996. And the reason for that is I liked 4th grade so much that I decided to do it twice, okay? And then in high school, there was a few times I almost liked high school so much I did it a few times as well, as a matter of fact. Apparently, I've been told I'm dyslexic. I don't know if it's true. I know I've looked it up, and I have all the things that other people who are dyslexic have. But the school system did not work for me. It didn't jive with me. I didn't get it. To be honest with you, I have no clue why I even stayed in school. I should have followed my sister's route. And she dropped out, and she's very successful at what she does. No, I'm not saying you should be dropping out of school. But the point is, I was doing it because it's what you had to do. It's what you had to do. No one actually said why you were in school and doing it like this and standardized testing. But I know my generation, which is considered Generation Y, which you didn't hear about Generation Y like you hear about the millennial generation now, right? And there was something really neat that happened for my generation, Generation Y, and that was in high school. If you remember, we used to have these things called card catalogs in the library, right? And I remember it was like my junior year, it was either sophomore or junior year, this green chromosome, monochrome screen sat right next to the card catalog. And you could go on it and you could put in keywords. You could be like doctor, lawyer, sex, whatever it was you were looking at in high school. And it would tell you what books you could pull. You didn't have to guess, you didn't have to look it up in a card catalog. All of a sudden, the world got a little bit bigger because you could research a little bit deeper, right? This was pre-Google. This was even pre-Prodigy, probably, or CompuServe or any of those things. But all of a sudden, these computers, they were linking to other computer systems, other school districts, or other, or the library. And all of a sudden, you could research more and deeper. And all of a sudden, in this short period of time, the world got bigger. And all of a sudden, the grass started getting greener on the other side because you could see more lawns, you could see more green. And so here we are in our world now that's built around an education system that was actually designed for the industrial era, if you actually look it up. If you want to see something great, I forget what it's called, it's a Seth Godin piece called Stop Killing Our Dreams. You know, and it's absolutely amazing. It's actually the history of the modern education system, and it goes back to even where the number 2 pencil was designed, or why it was designed. And it was for compliance, so you could go to the factory to learn a job to pull a lever to make one guy rich. And so the education system and the society we live in now still says you got to go to school to have the 2.5 kids, the white picket fence, right? And so now we're having, it's actually a name, it's called a quarter-life crisis. There's quarter-life crisis, there's midlife crisis, there's life 2.0, life 3.0, all these things. And so we have all these options in front of us. And so today we tackle, what do I want to be when I grow up? And we're bringing up 3 people who have great stories to tell, and great mindsets and perspectives. And all that matters is they walk away with one thing. So I don't call them speakers, actually, we call them role models here, because maybe we'll learn something, maybe we won't, maybe we'll just get a good story, maybe if someone sings a song, we'll have a good song by the end. So tonight's role models, and I put this next slide in because I always forget to mention it. Hillary is our bartender tonight, and she's the best bartender they could possibly have. And because the show just steamrolls through and we don't stop and we're thinking and we're talking, the best time to get a drink is while I'm up here talking with the role models, while we're talking with the speakers. So don't be shy to go up, talk to Hillary, and tell her what you want to drink. You know, tell her if you're driving home so she knows how much she should pour for you. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I got that in because I always get excited to start the show.